What's up, guys?
Hey.
It's been a long time since we played a game, so we figured that it'd be about time to play one of our crazy, wacky games. We just hate and miss that y'all are not here live to watch it. Pastor Jeremiah came up with the idea that he wanted to just drench me with water, and I said, let's make a competition out of it. So, y'all remember this game? We're going to play 21 blackjack. Basically, y'all know the rules. If you've been with us before, you've seen us play this before. If Jeremiah wins, he takes the water, he splashes in my face. If I win, I do the same. And whoever wins twice, now that could be the second, winning 2 times in a row, or it might come down to the third time, but whoever wins twice gets this entire thing dumped on top of their head. So, are you ready to play?
Let's do it. All right.
Before we get started, though, I want to say happy birthday, Elijah. We are so glad that you are another year older. And why is he wiser?
Yeah, definitely wiser.
Definitely wiser. Now, this is also a teaching lesson. See what we're doing here? We are wearing our masks, so we encourage y'all to do it too. All right. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. So, it's 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute.
Good idea.
Is this cheating?
Nope, not at all.
Not at all.
Should be fine.
I mean, we do have to work for a living, right?
Yeah, why not?
Third one. Ooh, I got a king. All right, so you want to be hit?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Another one. Ooh.
Oh, no!
Take a chance. Oh, wow. 10. You know what? I think I'm going to stay. And I don't know if that's the way it was supposed to be, if I was supposed to decide to take another one before you did, but I'm going to stay. So what do you got? I got 12 points. Are you over?
Oh, wait.
You're way over. Wait a minute.
Way
Were
over.
you over before you hit the 3?
No.
All right.
No, I'm math good this time.
So, ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
In the hair, the
Wherever
face.
you want it.
All right.
There it is. Waterboarding, that's the way to go. I love it.
So, if I win again.
I get the big one. All right, cool. Let's do it.
You ready? Ooh.
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Cool. I'm going to take another one. All right. I'm good. So what do you got? Ooh, 20. I've got 16.
16? But that's less than 20.
Yeah, so you win.
Yeah, but 20 is closer to 21 than 16 is.
So you win.
Is that what that means?
That's what that
I
means.
should probably do that.
That was boring. All right. Now,
I've got on my side.
here it comes down to this. Oh, that's going down in my...
We have X fans. Woo! It's like Gatlinburg all over again.
Yes.
At least it's not Gatlinburg
At least
water.
it's not cold like that.
Oh.
All right, ready?
Let's do it.
Coming down to the last time.
All right, one.
Try to get a
There it is.
dry spot.
Another one. Another one. Another one.
There we go.
I'm going to hold that down.
So you got 10 there. Want another one?
No, I'm good.
You're good? I've got 17. And you are over, my friend.
So over! Like, what? Just completely over me.
Hi, guys. Watch this TikTok.
I was in the Zoom class. I came with Tristan. And I sat down like this. First thing the teacher says to me is, Steven, can you please remove the dinosaur because of distraction to other students? First off, that was a little bit offensive because this isn't just a dinosaur. This is my buddy, the Triceratops. So I set them down. My mic was on mute. And for lunch, I had 2 soft tacos and 3 crunchy tacos from Taco Bell. And let's just say my belly was not agreeing with me. I couldn't figure out how to unmute my mic. I'm sitting here going like this. But she didn't see me. I was as red as a tomato by the end of the class. Sitting there like this. That was a traumatic experience.
You do know you don't have to raise your hand, you can just go.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is Eliza's dad. Oh, you're her boyfriend. She didn't tell me she had a boyfriend.
Hey, Eddie, did you pee your pants?
What does Billy Madison say?
It ain't cool unless you pee your pants.
I see the King of Glory coming on the clouds with fire. The whole earth shakes. The whole earth shakes. I see His love and mercy washing over all our sins. The people sing. The people sing. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. I see a generation rising up to take their place with selfless faith, selfless faith. I see a new revival stirring as we pray and sing. to live, call these lungs to sing once again. I will praise Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. You silence fear, Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. Your name is a light that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is a light forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, 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 you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear.
I want to start out by saying happy birthday, Elijah. You are the winner for the gift certificate for Starbucks, not because it's just your birthday, but because, well, yeah, probably is for your birthday. So this week, if you call me, and remember, everybody that wins, you have to personally call me or text me that you watch the video and that you get the gift certificate for Starbucks. I miss you guys. It's been 25 weeks since we've had youth group. It seems like eternity, but yet it seems like just yesterday that we were together. So I can't wait till we can all get back together. Last week, I went off the series a little bit, and I prayed about it, and I want to continue with that, what I talked about last week for probably a couple more weeks. And last week we talked about having patience. And I know that through this quarantine, it's driving everybody crazy. It's driving you crazy that you can't do the normal things that you normally would, or some of you are doing the normal things, but you have friends that are not able to. And I hate it for you. And I was thinking about it. I said this last week that at first when my kids were starting to complain a little bit, I was a little angry at them and in my thinking that can't you just have a little bit of patience and can't you have a little bit of respect and all that stuff? And then I really started thinking about how hard this is for you. And see, for me as an adult, as an old guy, I have a little bit more patience than you do, and most people probably do. And the reason we have patience is because we've experienced so much more in our lives. And see, that's how patience is built. Now, when I was younger, I used to, I would hear people say, don't pray for patience. Because if you pray for patience, the thinking was that God is going to give you experiences or bring trouble or things are going to happen in your life to develop that patience. But God's not like that. He's not waiting up there wanting to strike you down or to give you a really hard time that you have to go through just to develop your character. But what God does is he allows you to live life. And the more we live life, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be mountains and there's going to be valleys. There's going to be good times. There's going to be bad times. And when we go through those times in our lives, those are the things that develop our character. And the times when we have to wait for something, when we don't get something right away when we want it, those are things that are developing our patience. So it just comes natural. The older you get, the more experience you have. Think about it this way. When you were a baby, or if you've been around babies, if you take away a toy from them, and that baby is going to just start screaming. for no reason at all. Why? Because they want the thing that they have. Or if you're around a baby and they get hungry or they get sleepy or whatever it might be, if it's time for them to want something, then they're going to cry and scream for it. And you see, that a middle schooler, high schooler, however old you are, you've gotten a little bit better with that over time and over age. You're not going to scream because somebody takes a little toy away from you. At least I don't think so. Maybe your Xbox or something like that you might get upset about. But because somebody took a little toy truck away from you, you're not going to cry and scream and pitch a fit because of it. You see, because you're older and more mature and because you've been through certain things. But to that baby, because they're not older and they don't have that patience yet, that toy, that little toy truck or whatever it might be, is just as important to them as your Xbox is to you. Even though this little toy truck can't do much of anything like compared to what your Xbox can, but it's just as important. And so for us as an adults, we get upset or angry because our car breaks down. Not just a little toy car, but our car breaks down. And that means so much more to us than your Xbox. But every step in life is a little bit different. Why? Because we mature and our patience grows based upon our experiences. So I understand and I get it. It's tiring right now through this period of time when we can't come to church, you can't go to movies, you can't hang out with your friends like you want to. And so life right now is just, it sucks. It is what it is. But through this process, we're going to get better. Now, I want to talk about 3 different things, and I'm not going to talk about all 3 things today. We're going to break it up in the next few weeks. But there's 3 different types of people. There's people who are lazy or impatient, I guess you would say, where there's people who are impatient and they just want to take life and do it right now. They have to have things right now. They don't want to wait on it. They don't want to wait for this quarantine thing to be over, or they don't want to wait for, a certain vehicle or a video game or something. They have to have it right now. If they don't have it right now, it drives them crazy. And then you have someone that really just don't care very much in life. It's just one of those things, like they're not going to be stressed out over not getting something right now, but they're kind of lazy in the form of where life is just, it is what it is. And they don't work towards something. They don't strive towards something. They don't push for something. And you can see that both of these ways right here probably are not the way that you really want to live life. And so you probably fit into one of those 2 categories where you're impatient and you want it right now. Or you're in the other category of, I just don't really care. I don't care about much of anything. So, maybe you're not the type of person that's always complaining or pushing or making a lot of mistakes, but yet, maybe you're a little bit where you don't make life happen for yourself. And so therefore it's called, maybe a little bit lazy or not self-motivated, I guess you would say. And then the third person is someone that has a little bit of the both, where it really is where we should be, or as you get older, should be where you're at, where you're trying to, you take the bull by the horns when you need to, but yet you're patient also when you need to. And so that's what we want to strive towards, being someone that is self-motivated and doesn't wait for just life to come to them, but you're also patient to know when to be self-motivated and when to wait. So we're going to just talk about that over the next few weeks and how the difference between those 2 different types of people, and then how can we get to being the person that is passionate but yet careful at the same time. And like I said, guys, it's nothing that I can say is going to help you be that person right now, but over a period of time, I hope and pray that you are. So let's look at someone right now that that is, I guess, that's self-motivated, or that person that just don't care about anything in life, where they're willing to sacrifice right now what you have in order to just get what you want right now. So to sacrifice the blessings that you can have later in life and just sell yourself out, I guess you would say, to the moment, right? There's a story in the Bible. Last week, we talked about Abraham and that he was going to be the father of many nations. And so the Bible says over and over and over and over again, many, many times, that God is the father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And if you've grown up in church or started church when you were a little kid, you've heard that phrase many times, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Well, the Abraham, his grandson, Jacob, has a twin brother. And the Bible even says that his twin brother Esau, was the older one because he came out first. And the Bible says that Jacob, though, was grabbing a hold of the heel of his brother Esau, as in trying to pull him back so he could be the firstborn. And but the Bible says that these two boys were completely opposites. One was the man's man, but he didn't care about his future. He didn't think about anything but himself. He was that type of person that just he only thought he lived in for the moment, and he didn't care about the future. He just cared about the right now. And so he wasn't patient at all. And the Bible says that when they got older, that Esau, which was the oldest, and remember, the Bible should say the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau instead of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But Esau, the Bible says he was out in the wilderness and he was out hunting one day for some food. And he came back and he was starving. And his brother, Jacob, was cooking some beef stew. And the Bible says that he walked up and he smelt it and he said, "Give me some of that food. Give me some of that stew." And Jacob said, "Okay, sure, I will, but you got to sell your birthright to me." And Esau was like, "Okay, I'm hungry. Who cares? I'll give it to you right now." And so they traded. Esau gave him his blessing and traded his birthright. Now, traded his name to be known for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, but traded also all of his wealth, traded what he would have got, all of his father's land, all of his father's cattle and livestock. Everything that his father had and built up would have been Esau's, but he decided to sell it. Why? Because he wanted something right now, and he didn't want to wait for it. He wasn't patient for it at all. And so he sells his birthright to Jacob for just some soup. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? And you're thinking to yourself that I would never do something like that, right? You would never sell your future like that for just a moment. But we do all the time. We sell our future, God's purpose for us, based upon the moment, just being in the heat of the moment and being in that mindset that I want something and I want it now and I can't wait for it. Anybody like that? I know that in my life, I'm under that category of that person where I hated waiting for things. And so therefore, that's why I was afraid to ask God for patience, because I thought a bunch of bad stuff would happen to me. And I can look back at my life and just be glad that the things that I've been through, because of the patience and the man that I am becoming. And I think I'm becoming that third person where I have being passionate about things and taking opportunities when they come to me, but being patient about it at the same time and thinking about what the future should be. And my wife really helps me out with that, because sometimes when I want something, I want it right now, and she helps me to step back and think about things. But But we do that all the time. I did that when I was younger. I would sell what God's promised that I have, or what I would sell my name, because our name is all we have. That's what people think of us. And guys, to talk to you for real for a moment, how many times do you sell something that's special and something that should be reserved for the special person in your life, and you're just selling it for a piece of soup, if you know what I'm talking about? You just sell it for you don't wait for the right one. You're just looking for the right now one. And girls, we do that too. We sell our reputation and our name. We put out our name, or we put out our reputation by the way we act, or the way we dress, or something like that. And you think that that's the way to get attention, but what you're doing is you're actually selling what is most precious to you and what God has for you and your purpose. So guys, I challenge you, guys and girls, I challenge you, be patient. Don't be that person that's willing to just sell everything for just a moment of pleasure, or a moment of satisfaction, or a moment of just being weak. Think about it. And this is my challenge for you, okay? For me, it's for me to have discipline in my life, and that's what you have to have. If you're that type of person that just lives by the seat of your pants, that lives where you just don't want to wait, and you want it right now. If you're that type of person, I challenge you to do something. I challenge you to take something that, whether you're addicted to or that you really like, maybe it's at your Xbox. And I know that when I say that, most of you are like, yeah, right, I'm not going to do that. But something that's important to you, and try to abstain from it. That meaning, try to stay away from that for, a week or a month. Try to stay away from it for a while. And then what you'll do is you'll build up your endurance to be able to say no to other things. For me, it was my biggest sin was carbs. I love carbs. Anything with bread in it, like rolls and pizza and anything like that. I loved bread. But back at Passion Camp last year, I started because I was motivated by Jeremiah and seeing how much weight he had lost. I stopped eating carbs completely. And when I did that, a lot of other things in my life was easy to say no to, because I was able to control one part of my life. So therefore, other parts of my life it taught me that discipline. So I challenge you, what can you do to develop your discipline? Do you want to have it by having to go through experiences and a lot of bad things, or a lot of things that happens in your life? Or do you want to take control of your own life and have some discipline in your life? So therefore, you can develop being that type of person that steps back and says, I'm going to wait and think about this. And now my wife and I, we have a rule now that what we do is, or for me anyhow, before we buy anything, before we get anything that's a big decision, no matter how good the opportunity is, I take a day, a night to sleep on it or to pray on it. I had an opportunity to buy a 69 fastback Mustang that I absolutely wanted, and I had the means to do it. But I waited, and I wanted it right then. If I made the decision right then, I would have bought it. But instead of doing that, I went home and I talked to my wife about it, and we prayed about it, and we thought about it. And the next day I realized all these different reasons why I shouldn't buy it. So therefore, and I'm glad I didn't, because I would have taken away from the Mustang that I've been working for 8 years. And if I was just patient, that was going to happen. And remember, last week we saw it. So anyhow, guys, develop discipline in your life. And if you want to grow up and be someone that is passionate about things, but yet cautious about things at the same time, I promise you life will be so much easier and better, especially if you learn it as a teenager. Anyhow, guys, I love you. I miss y'all. We'll see y'all next week. And Elisha, give me a call or shoot me a text so I can bring you your